During lockdown, for my exercise, I went out to clear a path in North Cheshire. Here is Frodsham, here is Helsby, and the blue is the M56 motorway. The path is a small path along here, alongside the motorway. Not very significant, perhaps, except that it makes a number of circular routes possible. A short route along here, down here and back, or variants with little paths along here, or perhaps up here and round here and back, or starting in Frodsham, there's a path along by the railway here and coming around and back along here. The path had not been walked for a number of years. It was blocked with nettles and brambles and overgrown trees. I took some hand tools to clear it, and the video shows the result. We start just up the bridge over the motorway here, come down, and we enter it at its west end and go along to its east end. It takes about 20 minutes. It's Frodsham footpath 109. I make a mistake in the video where I call it Frodsham footpath 100, but you'll see what I see along the path. Okay, this is the Frodsham footpath 100 that is now open. We're walking along from the motorway down south towards the Frodsham Hills, and here is the entrance to the footpath. And we're going along here. So first we enter a little alley, and we come to a plank bridge across a ditch that's a little bit damp at the moment, but it doesn't have much water. Now the ditch has got two planks, but one unfortunately is rotten, so we use one plank. I cleared away this, and we come to us. I cleared away nettles and I cleared away brambles so we could get through. We come to a stile, but we don't need to go over the stile because there's a gap, we just get through. We come through into a field that has a crop of potatoes. So there's Frodsham Hills, and the path turns left, goes along to the motorway, then it goes along to the motorway and through that little copse of wood. So let's have a look at the path itself. I've tried to clear this of there's nettles, keep on growing, but tried to clear it away. And there are lots of interesting plants. There's, for example, the seeds of hogweed. We'll see more hogweed. There's another umbellifer. I tried to clear away nettles and brambles, but I've left some of the other plants that don't. Nettles sting and leave a rash. Brambles scratch because of their curved thorns. Someone else, though, has knocked down that hogweed. This is the flower of the hogweed, also called cow parsnip. I've tried to leave plants that don't sting or scratch in the path. That's a little willow herb. We'll see some more of that. Different from rosebay willow herb. And we're now next to the motorway. There's some nettles. I had to clear away nettles taller than that, and I've created a path alongside. And here is a thistle with one of our butterflies on it. There are a number of butterflies along here. Here's a rather nice hogweed. Some more roseberry willow herb, a white butterfly. The path along here has a bit of a ditch which is full of water. Another butterfly. This is the willow herb again. I'll just move that out of the way. And then there's a little purple thing, I don't know what it is, and some old crop, rapeseed crop. That's a little purple thing again. That, I think, is chamomile. We'll see some more of that. I've cleared away some of this. We're still next to the motorway, where you can see the wind turbines gradually turning, even on a calm day. There's enough wind to generate some electricity. Coming to a patch of brambles here. Some are in flower. And we're coming near the wood. What I want to show you is a little oak tree, which probably self-seeded from an acorn somewhere. And we come along and we find a ditch. Now, it looks sort of slimy and green. In fact, it's some kind of pondweed, and if you can see down there was an insect walking on it, and the water is fairly clean underneath. I saw it later. Earlier. It took me about 20 visits to clear all this, and you'll see there's a little bit of red campion, and there's some nightshade. We're coming along over the ditch. Both planks are okay, and we come to the stile into the wood. Now the wood, lots of elder, but it also has poplar trees. We come under an arch of elder, past a willow, with several willows, and it's a stand of poplars, triangular, and in the spring there was a rookery up here, and you can see there is a rook's nest. In the spring, this path through here that we are going to go along today was just like that. Tall nettles, brambles, and so on. And I decided first to go through the wood because it seemed a bit clearer. There were a few nettles to clear away, and so there is a track through the wood that you can take if you don't like going along the motorway, or you can do a circular journey. There's another type of thistle and some ferns. However, have a look at this. What we've got here is some logs that are trunks that have been felled. There's another one over there, and they're all over the wood, and I sometimes need to clamber along them, over them, but this path avoids most of them. This was all cleared away. You can see the stalks of things that are left, and some nettle still growing up because the roots, unfortunately, have not all been cleared away. I tried to clear away the roots of brambles, not just the stems, Here is a lovely specimen of hogweed. I decided not to clear away plants that don't sting, as I've already said. But this area here, nettles, brambles, but also elder trees blocking it, so I had to use a saw to cut away many of the branches. Occasionally you find little treasures that are blown off over from the motorway. Here's a plant, sticky Willy we call it in Scotland. It was possibly the most difficult thing to clear away. There is some more of it because it forms a mat, a tangled mat, and as your scythe goes through it, it tangles up and sticks. So go around this hogweed. Here, although I've cleared away the brambles, they're still encroaching. What I've done, and keep doing, is take off the leading shoot so it doesn't keep on going across the path, but will grow back. And there's one where I've taken off the leading shoot. The wood through the path through the wood can come out there, but it's a bit higgledy-piggledy to get over there. There's some more sticky Willy. Or it comes out here. Now you have to get over that ivy covered log, but that's my favourite way to get out from the wood. So we still can't come along the path by the motorway, and we come to this willow tree that has fallen over and has anchored itself on the ground around the fence. And the fence stops here and we come to a stile. Stile hadn't been used for some time, but it was still fairly sturdy. There was no sign of any rot or anything over the stile. Now the first thing we find is a ditch, and often has water in it. When it's dry you can go across the ditch into the field and along the field, but when there's water in it you don't want to do that, and instead you go along the path by the fence, and that in fact is the official route of the footpath, FP 100. You can see here the willow tree coming down to the ground. When it first came, it had some boughs that thickness over and weighing down the fence. You can see where it's cracked the fence, and the fence was leaning over. I've actually cut it off in a couple of places to make a path. Now we're going along by the fence. Now try to keep the fence up by at least a temporary measure so that it doesn't encroach on the path. The path is a bank alongside the ditch, and along here there's a little robin. That little robin accompanied me when I was cutting this area. Hello robin, nice friendly robin, see on the fence. It's a young robin, not got much of a red breast yet. Just looking at us. It probably doesn't meet many humans, or has not yet met many humans, and is quite friendly to us. Would you like to fly away? I don't want to disturb you too much. There we go. Okay, and see where it's perched now. It's on one of the willow twigs that I put in the ground. I'll explain that. First of all, here's a fairly handsome fern. Now, here the path is sloping, and if it was muddy it would be a bit slippy. It's because the farmer, when they were clearing the ditch, was a bit over enthusiastic and cleared too much, not leaving the path, thinking the path was blocked. I found a couple of boards, fence posts, and I put them along so that people could put their feet on them. But the board, the fence post would slip down. So what I've done is I've put some willow sticks in the ground to anchor it. There's some. And fortunately the willow sticks are growing and hopefully will take root and anchor the bank. Here's one that didn't need any because it's anchored by a hawthorn tree. Now we come into a shady bit where there's ivy. There hasn't been so much nettles or brambles. And we come along, oh, there's another bit of treasure, motorway treasure, to another stile. But we don't need to go over that stile either. We just go round it. And we come under an arch up onto a bank and out into a field, and that bridge, motorway bridge, is the end of the path. Now let me show you, it's in reverse. We come out into the field, another potato field. That's a field we have been in. But if you're coming this way, you'll see you come right here, along here, and under this arch into the stile and along the motorway. And now we out into this field. Now this is some kind of, I'm not sure which plant it is, but there's a lot of it. This area of the field was bare earth, but this delicately leaved thing has grown. Maybe it's some more chamomile, and there is some teasels growing up. A white butterfly, and there's a little purple plant. I'm afraid I don't know the names of the plants too well. Yes, I think this is a chamomile again. Or chamomile, and you can see the nettles growing along beside us, which I've had to clear away. And then there's this little thing here. Again, I don't know its name, but it grows quite a lot on Cheshire fields. Partly sort of clay and sand mix. And here's a beautiful little thing, a little pansy. And that tends to grow in tilled soil. And this is potato crop again. There's the potato flower. I'll avoid those nettles and come over here. Now this is another willow herb. This is Rose Bay willow herb. This is different from the one we saw before. And here's the little pink thing we saw earlier, but quite a lot of it. With, I think, a veronica, little blue veronica. More pansy. And here we have a stile. The second last stile. And again, fairly robust stile, good condition. But what we come to here is not hogweed, but giant hogweed. Similar kind of seeds, but a different leaf. Don't touch it because it might give you a rash. There's also some roses. There's some rose hips coming. And now we have to go up a bank. We're again over the motorway. We have to go up this bank. You can either go through there or up here. It's not particularly nice to come down because it can be a bit slippery. And what we find at the top of the bank is there's a bit of motorway working, and I've cleared it so that we can go along beside these trees and out into Marsh Lane, Frodsham. So there's the, if you wanted to go that way, that's the entrance to the footpath, and there's a convenient place for bikes to park. If you were to do the circular walk, you would turn away from the motorway, go down the hill here, down the road, oh, there's some mallow. And there's, I don't know what that one is, little pink flower. And there is a footpath going across the field to the Netherton Loop Road, and which takes you back to the beginning.